Hi everyone, my name is Mark Deere, and in this video I want to talk about celebrating your own interests and obsessions. It's funny because I feel like a lot of people kind of are embarrassed or ashamed of things, of their like guilty pleasures or the thing they're really into. And I recently, or semi-recently, got excited for this exact thing because my son loves dinosaurs, right? He's loved them for many years. Anyone who knows him knows he loves dinosaurs. And maybe as he gets older, that interest will start waning. But right now he's very into them. And he played many hours, I'm talking, I don't even know, hundreds of hours of the first Jurassic World Evolution game and the second Jurassic World Evolution 2, the second game in the series. And he found out in about June, July that, or maybe it was earlier in the year than that, that number 3 was coming. And he was so excited because it was going to have, I think the dinos could have babies or something. There was interesting features coming to that version. And he got so excited about it. So it came out on a school day and we said to him, hey man, you know, your game's coming out today. Like, do you want to just, when it comes out, we watched the countdown and it was available to download and we'd set it to pre-download. And we said like, do you want to not go to school and have the day off to watch it? And he was like, okay. So he had the day off school just to celebrate. Like, how often does something in your niche happen? Like, it had probably been 3 years since the previous Jurassic World Evolution game had come out. And so he stayed home for the day and just, I think he played for like 10 or 11 hours straight, which is insane. It's a lot of screen time and our kids usually don't get anywhere near that sort of screen time. But again, we're celebrating his obsession, his interest, right? And prioritizing himself. I think this is a big thing in life. I've talked a little bit about priorities on a few of my videos. And I guess this sort of follows on from my last video, talking about being an amateur versus being a professional. Like, I think a lot of people don't give themselves as much time as they should for leisure time, right? Like these days, like you have to have a side hustle. You can't just have a hobby. Like, you know, if you have an interest, people are, oh, you know, you could make money with that. It's like, well, but you don't need to. You just need to enjoy it and give yourself the time you deserve to work on it. I think maybe now that I'm not going to be working full time as a classroom teacher and I'm going to have autonomy over my time again. And don't get me wrong, I had a business for many years, so I kind of know what it's like to be a business owner. And I'm sure I'll probably work more hours than the dedicated school hours now that I'm going to be a business operator in the new year. But I find it really interesting that, you know, like it's rare that someone would go out of their way to make time for leisure. And it's becoming rarer and rarer as a societal expectation. Like leisure time was always a thing. I remember when I was a kid, absolutely when I was a kid, the shops never opened on Saturdays or Sundays. Maybe by the time I was a teenager, some shops started opening on Saturdays, but it was very limited hours. I think they closed at midday. And then by the time I left high school, I'm pretty sure by then, the shops were open on Saturdays till about 4 o'clock, but not Sundays. So when I was at university, the shops started opening on Sundays, so you could go to the supermarket on Sundays. But again, it was open till like midday, and then it's crept up. And now I think in Australia, most supermarkets open from like, you know, 8 or 9 o'clock until 6 p.m. at night on a weekday, until 9 p.m. at night, on weekends, sorry, so till 6 p.m. on weekends, and until 9 p.m. on weekdays. And yeah, I think there used to be like late night shopping on Thursdays. So on Thursdays, the shops were open till 9 o'clock when I was a kid, but most days the shop shut at like 5 or 6 o'clock. So leisure time is being taken away from people, and that's probably a whole other video, but trying to focus on your interests and your hobbies and to make time for them, even if society doesn't want you to make time for them, I think is something worth focusing on and something worth trying to prioritize in your life, like making your interests and obsessions more of a priority. Because, you know, you only get one life. You want to live. You want to, the things you enjoy, have more of, right? And so, yeah, so it's funny, him having a day off to play a video game inspired me to try and think, well, what do I want to do? What do I want to prioritize? You know, like, what are my interests and obsessions? And it's the film-related stuff. So maybe that kind of percolated in my mind long enough that it was one of the factors that led me to decide to leave classroom teaching and get back into making films and, you know, doing film teaching as well, but on my own terms, right? Instead of having to fit into a specific, you know, not mold, but, you know, job description. So I'm really excited about the new year. And if you have some obsession or interest, I am giving you permission today, especially while we're still in Dead Week, because today's the 27th of December. While we're still in Dead Week, just try to spend a little more time on the thing that is your interest and is your obsession. So I really hope everybody has more time to do the things they want to do, at least at this time of the year, but maybe moving into 2026, something to focus on and something I'm going to focus on. My whole year is basically designed about me living the dream. That's going to be my year motto, live the dream, because I will be making films and making training about the things I love. It's going to be amazing. I'm very, very excited for 2026. Okay, that's it for this video. Great talking to you guys today. I will see you in the next video.